You really cannot rely on the label claims of a huge number of CBD products for dogs out there. Not only might they not contain the amount of CBD they claim, they may also not actually be free from THC. And what about some of the dangerous, even potentially lethal contaminants that might be included? But have no fear, I spoke to cannabis expert, veterinarian Dr. Casara Andre about how to know the CBD oil or edible that you're going to buy for your dog is both effective, but also, incredibly importantly, is safe.
So there's hundreds and hundreds of cannabinoid molecules, and we just kind of know about those two prominent ones. That's what's in all the news and all the media, and everyone's really excited about. There's actually a lot of minor cannabinoids that we're finding a lot of use for clinically. They're really, really fun to work with.
Okay. Oh, cool. So, and are they like how different do like maybe CBD oil products? Well, how do they differ from the ones with THC? Do they have all of these other cannabinoids in them, or is there a marked difference in what that profile is?
It's kind of anybody's game.
Yeah.
It's actually really hard to know what's in the product because not all of the industry comes at this from a medical minded perspective. Any pet parent who's beginning to dabble in the cannabis realm will know that sometimes pretty marketing or pretty branding is really what tries to win the day. And when you really try to drill down and see which molecules are actually in this product, what's actually contained in it, sometimes it can be really tough to find out. So what we ask for from a medical perspective is a certificate of analysis. It's just like asking for blood work on a patient to know where all of your internal organs, how they're working. So same thing, we ask for a COA, certificate of analysis, on every product that we're going to work with or the pet parent wants to bring in. And essentially that answers the question that you said. What molecules are in here, whether it came from the hemp side or the marijuana side, it doesn't really matter until you see that COA for the product that's actually going to be administered. And then you know which molecules you're working with.
Sure. And I think some certainly websites, I mean, a lot of people shop online and, CBD for my dog is probably a pretty common Google search if we're looking in this area.
Yes,
a lot of websites will have that kind of prominently displayed, or they'll have an FAQ or something with that analysis, and ideally independent analysis on there.
Yeah.
What kind of things should they be looking for? I mean, it's often it's highlighting the THC component to prove that it is a CBD rather than another product, isn't it?
What's all in there. Yeah. Well, I will say first off, if you find the COA prominently displayed, that product already gets a gold star. They're already high on the list in my book, because it really is a good defining factor. If you can't find a COA, or you can't get one just by calling or emailing, if it's hard, if you have to dig through a bunch of layers, I would look for a different product. There are a lot of companies that are great, doing a great job out there and making that lab result really available. So if you can't find it, just switch to a different product. And so yes, the molecular profile, the molecules that are actually in the product, is a prominent piece of the COA. But even more than that is probably the freedom from information. So is it free from heavy metals? Is it free from pesticides? Is it free from mold, bacteria? Those are things that you'll also find on the COA. And together, that lack of the bad and then which molecules you're actually using, you really need both of those together to give you a clinical picture of what it's going to do in the patient.
A good place to start are the CBD oils and chews from CBD MD. Not only do they have a certificate of analysis on every product page, their products also have a QR code actually on their packaging so that you can check every product is appropriate and safe. And then to make sure you're getting the full benefit from these products, make sure you click on the video linked on screen now, which is the full interview with Dr. Casara, where she talks about dosing, she talks about treatment of seizures, cancer, pain, the most common pitfalls and mistakes that you need to avoid when giving your dog CBD oil or other cannabis products.